people.
Power to the people. How are you?
Power in good. Power in numbers. Power in people. Alrighty. Power. We should be coming up on Facey in a minute. Okay. Novak. There we go. Look at that. Alrighty. It is a Saturday morning. Welcome to Morning Minutes with myself, Michael Burgio, and co-host Mark Novak. And
Hello,
this
Mr.
morning,
Burgio.
how are you? And this morning, we're going to be
Good.
talking about power to the people, power in numbers. And Mark, what are we talking about? Like, how does that refer? What are we talking?
Well, everyone's talking about coronavirus. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how we work and how good real estate agents work. I think internally people don't, when you're selecting a real estate agent to sell your property or when you're selecting a real estate agent to rent your property, if there's benefits of choosing a one-man band and there's benefits of choosing an entire team. And we wanted to talk about both. So the pros and cons of that, the way we work, and that's why in Facebook I've got that background behind me, power to the people, because we work a little bit differently. And
tell me,
it's a great message for. I reckon it's a great message for great businesses, Michael. That if people can a little bit about what we're talking about, how we work internally. If businesses as a whole can work that way, I personally think, I know they're a better business.
Yes. So, and what we're referring to is, we'll use the example, when a client is listing their property with Novak and let's say Michael Burgio, they're not just listing their property. A typical model is, I've listed with Michael, he's the agent, and that's it, even though there may be 7 other agents in the office. There's no real expectation of those other agents to do really anything to do with that listing. Now, if they have a perfect client for that property, I think it's probably a coin toss if they will tell that client about it, because there's really there's not a financial benefit to do so. And what I mean by that, a lot of the time, that if you're an agent and it's not your listing, if you have a buyer for it, there's no real value in buyers. A lot of framework is set up. Not that I say I agree with that. I'm just saying if I told that buyer to go to that listing and it's not my listing, there may not be any fee paid, or it's only like 10%. So there's no real incentive. Where an agent, what they may do is, I've got a house coming on the market in a month. I'll wait before I list that house before I tell this buyer about a home available, because it's my listing. Now, how do we work? That's how probably 90, if all the industry work. Some may have a bit of a scenario, a framework similar, a little bit like ours. But how does ours work, Mark? And what do we mean with power in people?
Yeah, look, I think first of all, fundamentally, people have got to remember that when they're selecting a real estate agency, they're selecting professional services. They're not actually buying a product. So when we're referring to professional services, and if you can employ an army of people to provide that service rather than one person to provide that service, you're always going to do better. If you can get an army of people that are highly skilled, you're always going to do better to get the best price for your property. If you can employ an army of people highly skilled that work together to get the best price for your property, that's just out of this world. And I think part of our success and the reason why we've built from a team of 0 to 50 so quickly in the industry is for that reason, that we do. Anytime we're commissioned with a job to sell a property or commissioned with a job to rent a property, we literally coordinate together as a team to get the best price. It's hard to do. It's rare in the industry because most agencies work as a one-man band operation. Yeah. What we mean by a one-man band operation is, even if there's 3 agencies in the office, they all work under their own ABN. They all work for themselves. They don't share the buyers they have on their books with the other agents in the office to get the best price for those properties.
Yes, and then how do we do it differently? Like if we're talking, like with us, it's not just a go sell each other's listings. It's actually it's a reward system. It's not just you from the top saying be an open agreement sort of thing and work out the fee. It's really incentivized almost like 50-50, whoever brings that in, which is totally different, because a lot of the other agents' mentality is, that's my listing. I may have been working on it for 2 years. I don't want to give away half of it, especially in a Sydney market where a lot of properties do sell. So it's not like other areas where you really need to enlist that buyer, the agent, to sell it. We come from where it comes up from here is it's just going to make, it's in your best interest and the buyers. Not that it's sort of needed to do it, but it just makes it so much stronger that we're offering it when it's not needed, like where other areas you may need it. When it's not needed, it just makes it so much more powerful because you've got multiple agents with buyers competing for a property.
And I think it's one of those things, Michael, that it's on every level of what we do. So it's one thing to turn around internally and say, look, we're going to do a 50-50 structure. The person that brings the property on as a listing to the market gets 50%. The person internally in the office that sells it gets 50%. Well, that's one thing. But we've got hundreds and even thousands of layers within our business and within the team where it's a cultural thing. It's an ethos thing. It's a hard-working thing. We've done it since the inception of our business. The thing that I love is if you want to have that whole team working to get the best price for the property, it's pretty hard to adopt that philosophy 5 or 10 years into the business. We've been like that from the beginning. So we always get the comments from clients about the whole team being involved, and people are absolutely staggered from day one. They've got that full force of the whole team coming through to the end. They've got the full force of the whole team. Even if there's an offer accepted, the property still being, the property stays on the market until exchange of contracts, and the rest of the team continues showing. We just don't give up until we get that best price as a team.
Well, Mark, let's just say we've got plenty of other agents watching this and principals. Let's say if you were in front of an agent who's had a principal and they're 5 agents and they're 5 sales agents who have been running it independently, and you're in front of them now, what would be your pitch to encourage them to get onto this sort of structure model? Like where does it really hit home, and stop thinking about the agent point of view and the buyer, and how we've had buyers enjoy it, and most importantly, sellers be rewarded for this? How do you talk it through? How would you sell it?
Well, I got to admit, sometimes as a real estate agent, obviously you always got to act in your owner's best interest, number one.
Yeah.
But it's one thing when you're acting in your owner's interest, and it's another thing when you're fighting in your owner's best interest. You want your agent to fight for you to get the best price. And within our sales team, we've really got a really good competitive environment where simply the person that gets the best price for the property is going to get the selling side of the commission. So it becomes very competitive internally, friendly fire. It becomes very competitive internally to get our clients the best price for the property. So sometimes agents, like our email, the way we deal with email inquiries is an absolutely cracker and perfect example of how we do that. So Michael, do you want to explain, or do you want me to explain how we do that?
No, I get. So when an online inquiry comes through from, let's say, realestate.com, the buyer's sitting at home, they email through, it will come directly to that agent. Let's say I'm the agent, Michael Burgio, but then
you're
our
the agent.
sales.
So you're on the ad. So, it says Michael Burgio is selling the property as part of, Team Novak, but Michael Burgio. So when you send that inquiry, it goes off to you, yeah?
Yeah, it goes off to me, but it also has the whole sales team CC'd into it. So also 7 agents into it.
But the purchaser doesn't know that.
Yes, they've only seen my name, clicked on my name. They know nothing else. So from the outskirts, they don't really know they don't know this. But email comes through. I've got the first 9 minutes to respond to that email as I'm the listing agent. However, if let's say I'm caught in a meeting, I'm doing a live like this and I can't get to it, instead of the buyer having to wait till I'm ready, that will then go basically anyone in the sales team who was CC'd can then jump on that inquiry. So you can almost, I reckon 99% of our inquiries, if they haven't been done in the first 9 minutes, they're done in 10, almost guaranteed. Because if I miss it, 1 of 7 is going to jump on it, because it's basically, it's a hot lead for a property that's been listed, and you can get half the comm. So the service buyers are getting is huge. And the reality is, I don't mind that, because what comes around goes around, for one. But two, I've got a buyer being serviced for my vendor. It's always about them. So having that buyer wait 6 hours or 4 hours or 2 hours is not in the best interest of the buyer, and it's not in the best interest of the seller. So this way it creates competitiveness, and it even stops listing agents get complacent, where another agent may have an offer and you're like, no, I want to sell it. It's my listing. So you work even harder to get an offer or higher offer. It just creates, I find some agents can get complacent once they've listed it, because it's like, oh, it's going to sell. But I find with our structure, because it's going to sell, but are you going to sell it? It just keeps you going.
So guys, if you've just tuned in, what we're talking about is having an entire sales team working for you, or entire rentals team working for you, rather than when you're selling, you've appointed just one agent. The differences between that, the benefits of that, and then we just gave a perfect example there of email inquiries. The way they're dealt with at Novak when they come in is just military precision, and you can be guaranteed that you're going to get an answer from us super quicker than anyone else in the marketplace, because of the way we operate as a team there.
And it also, on that company level, the principals out there.
Are you vaping?
I haven't, but I got it in my hand. I get fidgety. But even for the principals out there, to know on a company level that all your inquiries are virtually being responded to within 10 minutes is powerful. Not that you've got an agent who's an animal, gets them within 30 seconds, but then you're another agent who may be a bit slow, gets them within 30 minutes. This rule will make them do it within 9. And if not, that's okay. Someone else from the company will. So I think it really brings a consistency through the company.
And you know what, as an agent, if you want to be at a wedding and on a Sunday night, and you're constantly worrying about these inquiries you can see coming through your email account, that's okay. You've got your team behind you supporting you on those inquiries. Next time you're on the couch and they're at a wedding, vice versa. So it truly is in the owner's best interest, and that's how people often ask how we run that 24/7 in our office, the we never sleep philosophy. A lot of people are like, how the hell do you guys run at that level? That's part of our secret, just that internal setup to make sure that that our clients get serviced impeccably.
Yeah, because we've got a couple early birds in the team. Like, you're up at 5, I can be up at 4, and then you just need a couple of late hours, or someone wakes up at the night. It's actually a lot easier than you think to run that 24/7 when you've got the power of the team. And as Lisa says, test us, guys. Send an inquiry through on one of the properties, test it. Congratulations to Lisa for yesterday having a big speak. I think it's on at Kickstart in front of a couple hundred agents. So where's the applause? There we go. Just on Insta. Oh, sorry, if you're on Insta, you can't hear the applause.
I can't even hear it on Facebook.
You can't? Oh, no. Hopefully you can hear the applause.
Turn the
wait.
up.
There. Is that it?
Negative. Hey, I can hear something.
Yeah.
Oh, listen to that. No, actually, and on that, Michael, thanks for bringing it up. Super proud. Lisa, and Lisa, for a sales rep to come in to sales at the age of 46, and to be number one in their marketplace within 24 months is absolutely unheard of. And to do that on the back of a completely and foreign new marketing method, social media, it's got the attention of people Australia wide, and that's why Lisa. Just this week, Lisa's spoken to almost 600 real estate agents. Real estate agents are turning up. We had a lady yesterday that went to the conference in Queensland, and which was a full day conference, but then came to the Sydney conference because she just wanted to see Lisa. She woke up at 1:30 in the morning to travel, to be in a plane, to be at the conference at 9 o'clock in the morning to see Lisa's talk. You know, it is something spectacular that's happening, and we're proud that, you know, obviously we're a family business, we're a Northern Beaches agency. I think Lisa's putting a really good focus on the industry changing, and I think
Yes.
I think we're all putting a really good focus with social media on Northern Beaches, where we are really got that suburb in the limelight. And I think anyone who's on social will happily fly the flag that we've got that flag nice and high for the Northern Beaches on social media.
And it's really, where is it? Thanks for you being, anytime, Lisa, anytime. I couldn't make it yesterday because someone left. Anyway, thanks for What else are we going through, Mark? So Power of the People.
So Power of the People, sales team, Lisa smashing it on social, talking nationally, as well as the team doing a massive amount of business on social media. It's the weekend.
Yeah, we're expecting most rain today. So, well, actually, Mark, so let's go. People out there Saturday, they're looking to buy property.
Yeah.
They keep hearing there's virtually no stock on the market. So for a buyer, and it's quite, a lot of buyers can be looking for 6 to 12 months. So for a buyer that was looking 12 months ago, where they virtually had a lot of time, there was still a lot of where's the market going, uncertainty, days on market were quite long, there weren't properties being auctioned. Compared to now, Q1 this year, every property is going to auction. There's half the amount of listings in the marketplace available to market. And what does a buyer do? Are we talking like have your pre-approval and get ready to do a contract on the first open? Are we sort of back where we are 2017? Because
pull your finger out of your ass. Pull your finger out of your ass. I am shocked when there is a clear and present danger, threat, concern for people in the property market, and that clear and present and concern danger is extinguished, people find another reason. So, you know, it is just unbelievable that people were not knowing the direction the market was going in. They were actually, even they knew it was going in a negative direction, say, now it's going in a positive direction, and that's still not enough for people to make a move. And I'm like, are you serious? Then people couldn't get deposits together. First home buyers can't get deposits together. We introduced a deposit scheme where you only have to put down 5%, and people still don't make a move. There's a GFC's over, people still don't make a move. Interest rates are high, we're not sure where they're going. Interest rates go down to 3 and 2.5%, people still don't make a move. I'm like, guys, what do you need? Like, do you need what do you need to actually get into the property market? You got positive gearing in anything that you buy. You got low interest rates, so you can fix it at a lower rate than what we've currently got for 3 or 5 years. It's like, you talk about your stars aligning. Why aren't people making a move? Don't get me wrong. We're paying the bills. We're cool. But, you know, it's one of those things that just as a friendly advisor to the industry, Michael, why the hell aren't they doing it, people? What is wrong with people?
Yeah, it's always, and let us know. We'll do a show on it. Tell us what's holding you back. I think the best advice.
What's holding you back? Because I'm talking when I'm saying what I'm saying, I'm talking about people that have actually got the eligibility. I know they've got the eligibility, but for whatever reason, scaredness, shyness, excuseness, whatever it is, they just won't do it. Gun shy, weird.
All righty. Anything else you want to add for this morning, Mark? You'll be doing breakfast with Novak this morning, will you? 8:30.
Yeah. Buy a property.
Get
out there, get in there, rent the puppy out, live in the puppy. It's cheaper than where you're presently living. If you're renting something, that is for sure. Times are good.
Roughly. So same people don't exercise and eat as well. Oh, is that you calling the people fatties? Same people. I think the same people who got everything but don't buy are the same people.
I think Lisa's referring to me.
Okay.
I've put on about 2 kilos, 3 kilos over Christmas, and
5
leases.
kilos, 6
I've,
kilos.
and I'm trying to lose weight, and I'm not practicing what I preach. That's probably what she's saying about properties. That's the same reason. Yeah. Was that an attack?
Yeah, I think it was an attack. Good. Look at that.
Hey,
Round of applause.
geez.
Round of applause. Anyway. Alrighty. Enjoy your
safe.
Saturday, people, guys. This Wood podcast. We're back on Monday as well. Any topics, anything, let us know. But it would be interesting to see. This is probably your first. Is this the first Saturday without, like, most people sort of say after the Australian Day long weekend is sort of where we're back. Is this the first weekend? Oh no, last weekend.
Well,
it's sort of a bit behind,
you know what? It's clear of people don't
First
want to people don't want to book auctions when they got public holidays, school holidays, and stuff within their 4-week auction campaign. This is probably the first clear run where there's nothing but, you know, head down, bum up, school on, work on, go hard, holidays off periods. And I think this is the first game on weekend. I think we're clearly in the thick of it.
Awesome.
Interesting to see, huh?
Yep. So perfect. All righty, guys. Have a good day. Thank you for tuning in as always. And we'll speak to you all later. Anything else you want to add, Mark? We'll be good.
No, mate. Thanks. Have a great day. See you guys.
Wrong way.
Have a good one.
Cheers. Bye.
See ya.